Hi everybody, it's Lala from Lala's Tarot again. I'm here with my second installment of Rambling Thoughts by Lala, and I wanted to talk about imposter syndrome. So, I run a small business, and it's reading tarot, which is something, as I said before, I've been doing for over 20 years. And I suffer from imposter syndrome so badly that I am constantly taking extracurricular learning courses. I'm constantly terrified that all of a sudden my abilities are just going to dry up. I'm going to wake up one day and I'm no longer going to be able to do what I've done, or that I'm just full of shit all the time. It's scary. It is, especially when you're putting yourself out there. It's a really terrifying thing that, we don't really talk about a lot. And, we hear about it, but everybody's like, oh, well, that person has imposter syndrome, but I don't have it. I'm really just awful. But you know what? If everybody feels that way, maybe we're all just kind of awful. And I mean that in the best way possible. I mean that in a way that says that as long as we're constantly trying to learn and grow, and as long as we don't feel like we know everything, there's always room for growth. When we get to the point where we feel like we know everything and we're an authority on the subject, I feel like that's when we are an imposter, because we can never learn all of something, especially something as deeply spiritually connected as the tarot. So to soothe myself, I'm taking some more tarot card classes, and I'm taking some crystal healing classes and some Reiki classes, and I'm taking some introductory aromatherapy classes. And these are things that I know a little bit about, but I just want to know more. And so that's it. I always want to know more and to be learning and growing. So that's how I fight my imposter syndrome. How do you fight yours? How do you fight your imposter syndrome? Let's talk about it, especially in a field like ours, a spiritual field, where a lot of the stuff we do is subjective, and a lot of the stuff we do is, controversial, or it's considered hokey by some people. I'm constantly trying to learn and grow and improve my skill set, and, work on being mindful and work on my skills. That's one of the ways that I fight imposter syndrome. I also fight it by staying true to my form of tarot and not commercializing my readings, not catering my readings in a way that allows other people to hear what they want. My tarot card readings are genuine and they're mine, and I read them the way that I read them, how I read them, with no compromise. And I refuse to, sit down in front of somebody and tell them about a mysterious dark stranger coming out of the woodwork to sweep them off their feet, if that's not what I see. And I don't read futures, so I couldn't tell you that even if I wanted to. But spiritual evolution is less about who you're going to meet and more about who you are. And so I read in that way, and I feel like that also helps me fight this feeling of being an imposter. So those are two ways that I fight my imposter syndrome. So
you found it.
I did.